best record against the 16-5 Miami Heat.
Huge night. Huge night.
Y'all check the house, man. 1, 2, 3. Hey.
Brown spinning free for a beautiful score. This is starting to feel like a playoff game. Here's Wade off the glass. George buries a three.
David West with a left hand.
That could be the dagger.
They did a good job, but that's all the good stuff I got to say about Indiana.
The champs, the challengers, and increasingly dramatic clashes between the Heat and the Pacers. It starts us off here on Game Time. Matt, Kenny, and Shaq with you here from Atlanta. Great to see you out there. We've got a buzzer beater north of the border, blazer beaters all over the floor in Minnesota as well, and you can't beat Diesel's dunks of the week. That's all ahead. But the headliner happened in Miami. The Pacers and Heat Part 2. Indy took the season opener, of course, last season. It was the fan night game. Frank Vogel feeling a little under the weather. LeBron James was a game-time decision because of that ankle injury. He went, and we're all better for it. Lance Stevenson, Mario Chalmers get things started here. What is this?
Well, this is fighting for turf. This is two teams that know the only way to a championship is through each other.
Double technicals called. Here's James. Didn't show much, if any, effects from that ankle injury.
Left-handed, 6'9", coming off the pick and roll, ain't much you can do.
11-2 run by Miami. James already with 2 fouls. He picks up the third one, fouling Roy Hibbert. Rare foul trouble for King James. David West with the rebound. Pacers on the run. Paul George stepped back.
Yes.
12-4 Indy run, and they led by 11 at the half, third quarter. Keep your eye on James and Chalmers after the shot. George hits the wide-open 3.
Bad rotation. He's upset.
Talking about the switch, pulls the switch, you do this, you do that.
A little talking. Okay, more than a little talking.
Okay.
You know, tempers flare when you're on great teams, and sometimes that happens, but you know, the key is to come back on the court and play smart basketball and do this.
More of
Let
that.
them know that's not going to stop me. Yell at me anytime you want.
Later on, he said, yo, Rio, I was wrong. My bad. Maybe just needed a vent. They do yell at him a lot.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is that he recognized that he's the leader of the team, and that could discourage Mario Chalmers in the long run. And because LeBron James is always going to be right, even when he's wrong.
What's encouraging for Miami is when they get out and run. Dwayne Wade, the easy dunk. And then this shot, Miami was 3 of 19 from three-point range when Chris Bosh took that one to tie it up at 92.
And the crowd's going crazy in Miami. They feed off the energy of the crowd.
Paul George with a floater, it won't go. And on the other end, James has the court in front of him, and he's got Ray Allen on the wing to put him up 95-92.
He wasn't shooting the ball well, but the King said it in his interview. I'm always look for Mr. Ray Allen. You look for him in that shot, and you know what the results were.
Pacers cut the lead to 1. Chris Anderson, probably not the shot they drew up for that possession.
I thought you put that highlight in because he hit the shot.
No. But we've got a turnover on the other end as well. George Hill couldn't connect with George. James has it. He'd be fouled. It later fouled Ray Allen, who hit a couple of free throws. Pacers inbound. Paul George, shot to miss the 3. Hands around him on the play.
Hey, Kenny played 15 years. I played 19 years. If you don't hear a whistle, it's not a foul.
Yeah.
Interesting. There is a point of emphasis for the officials this year to protect jump shooters.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it either.
It was late.
Exactly.
It was late.
They just blew it.
He did have a foul to give in that situation if they wanted to call it before the shot as he was coming around to take it. Nonetheless, no whistles went off. The Heat win the rematch from last week, 97-94, 1-1 now in the season series as Wade goes 15 of 25 for 32 points. Ray Allen, the go-ahead 3, and said he's impressed by Indy.
Well, really, it's their experience. They have a lot of length. They have great athleticism. It's the experience of having gone to a Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. When you beat a team like that, excuse me, they come back hungrier. the next year. So that experience is, you can't pay for that. So it's important that we make sure that we know that they're the team that's going after us and the bullseye's on our back. And every small little thing that they're going to do, we got to make sure we stay ahead of that.
Well, Ray, I say a lot to a lot of kids and a lot of friends of mine about shooting the basketball. You were 1 of 5 to that last 3 you made. Can you tell the whole world that no matter how bad you're shooting the ball, that next shot you take, you believe it's going in?
Then, as you know, like I know, I was just getting in rhythm.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If I had another quarter, I was about to make my next 10. It's just that mentality, as a shooter, you like to find those zones where you get into a nice little rhythm and you get the ball in that spot that you like it. So it was only a matter of time. And I shoot so many shots day to day, in the mornings and the evenings. So I never waver. It's just a matter of sometimes seeing that ball go through the hoop. And even when they don't go through the hoop, you still feel good about it when you left your hands.
Ray Allen joining us here on Game Time. An interesting situation early in the third quarter. Roy Hibbert picked up his 4th and 5th fouls within 46 seconds of each other. The Heat were down 11 when Hibbert left the game. They were plus 14 from that moment on. You see how the field goal percentage went up with the lane opening up a little bit. Indiana was a different team offensively as well. A little more of a jump shooting team without Hibbert's present in the post. Does that say more about what Hibbert means to this team or just what Miami is capable of when they get it together?
Well, Hibbert is a great shot blocker. When he's in, he can clog up the lane. But when he leaves and then Miami goes small, LeBron said in his interview, they live on that three-point line. They like to break it down. They kick it to the shooters. And Chris Bosh hit a big one there. Ray Allen hit a big one there. But, Indiana, they want to make it far. They need Hibbert's presence.
Seen them twice now, these two teams. After the Eastern Conference Finals last year that went to a Game 7. What, if anything, have you learned about this matchup?
Well, I don't know if I've learned anything because, as we've been saying and I've been saying, that this has been 3 years where no team has beaten them in a series but once. So I know Indiana could beat them in games but not in series. But I found interesting that whole dynamic with Mario Chalmers and LeBron James.
Sniping at each other on the bench.
Yeah, and I actually, Shaq, have more respect for LeBron now because here in heated moments, I think players always have that happen. And that's probably the first time I think visually we've seen him lose his cool like that, LeBron. But he thought about it later on to realize that I'm always going to be right. So I have to go to this guy and say I was wrong and it's my bad. And because Mario Chalmers could never be right in front of LeBron James, and you have to realize that as a superstar player. But to get him back focused into the team and not the team alienate him, because if there's a side to choose, we're going to choose his side. So I have a little bit more respect coming back and saying my bad.
Interesting moment. And he's the guy they've been picking on for years on the floor. He's the guy they're always yelling at, Mario Chalmers.
Supposedly, right.
Yeah.
I don't know if the players, but supposed to definitely.
Oh, the players do it too with him for some reason.
Every team has a whipping boy.
Got about 3 months to go for part 3 of that series, by the way.